it's much bigger problem than even drug addiction. You don't enjoy the present and you don't enjoy what you already own.
Why does the mind crave more, even when life is already good?
Okay, it's to do with your more neural thinking. Okay, and the neural thinking is that it's kind of a more to do with emotion. Okay, and in some part of your brain, okay, where the dopamine spikes up when you buy something. And if you've noticed that you buy something, you get excited. After a few days, it becomes normal, right? And this exactly happens to a lot of people. So he's accumulating things. His dopamine is going up, and then it becomes a part of a normal life. So there's a dopamine spike that happens, which in the behavioral finance or neuroscience they call hedonic effect. So you acquire more wealth and still you don't feel satisfied because things goes back to normal. That excitement fades away. The second thing is the social comparison. Okay, if you actually look at most of the people in today's time are living for social media. Okay, and that's a big problem. Why it happens? There is something called mirror neurons in our brain, okay, which basically tries to mirror the habit, intention, or how the other people acts, and that exactly makes you try to repeat what you see outside, and that's the validation that you like. So you put that validation as your standard, and that mirror neuron in your brain start firing, and you want to be that particular person.
Mhm.
That is where social comparison comes from. And the last is what we call is popularly known as FOMO, fear of missing out.
Yeah.
Okay. So why is that? Because when you miss out something, the fear of missing out, there's some part in the brain which is called amygdala. It's like a small almond shaped part deep inside the brain and mid part of the brain, and that is responsible for triggering fear and any kind of a uncertainty or something gets challenged. Now, that part of the brain gets triggered when you see somebody owning something or achieving things. The same jet example.
Mhm.
Okay, that part of the brain gets triggered, and the trigger amygdala getting triggered is also a sign of threat. And when you are feeling a threat, what do? You chase for more because you want to chase more because fearing that is the only way I can defeat that fear in my brain. So these are three reasons, core reason why your brain makes you behave in a way, always wanting more and more, and there is no end to it.
Is this craving universal, or does it show up more as people earn more?
It's good to have aspiration, but having aspiration just for validation that you have arrived in life may not be the right yardstick. Okay, so there are things that you'll have to look in life which is far beyond just monetary.
So, why do people keep moving the goalpost even after earning more? They don't feel it's enough.
This kind of social validation, the reason I gave to you of comparing yourself socially, the fear of missing out, okay, or the hedonic kind of attitude is not anything else. It's much bigger problem than even drug addiction. Okay, this is the neural addiction that people have. Okay, even if you have more, you will never be satisfied. So the question, the kind of lifestyle people live just for social validation, I think that is where the problem comes. Okay. So they are rich, as I said, but emotionally poor. They have wealth, but not contentment. They have luxury in life, but not happiness. When you constantly crave for more and more, you don't enjoy the present and you don't enjoy what you already own. Okay, because your mind, the dopamine crash has happened. Okay, now the next high will be when you own something else. So if you are in the state of that neural addiction, you will never be satisfied with what you have.
You will always be wanting more and new things.
Correct. That social validation, that ego boosting is gives you a high, and that is what makes people emotionally or very poor.
So, when you break this down, is it more emotional or neurological?
See, emotion and neurological are no different. It's interlinked. Okay, the brain has three parts. Okay, the more outer layer is called prefrontal cortex, which is the logical part. The mid part of the brain is the limbic part, which is the emotional part. So it's neurological. Everything is neurological. Okay, it's how you behave, how you manage yourself, how have you trained your mind that becomes important. So all the decisions that we take are there emerging from that neurological and emotions. And to be very honest, science suggests that any buy that you do are first emotionally bought, then rationally. Okay, so that is why you will see all the ads, good quality ad that you look at. आप किसी मॉल के जाइए, go to Dubai Mall, you will realize कि यार उसमें इतनी beautiful fragrance that it makes you feel good. So anywhere if you go, it's if it's very good visually appearing, your dopamine gets fulfilled. You get fed on dopamine and you feel good about it. Okay, so that's exactly how human mind trains. Okay, so कुछ भी आप करते हैं, everything has neurological and emotion, and the only thing that I would say is that majority people we behave in that emotional way. It takes a lot of courage for people to be out of the rat race. कि मुझे ये क्यों चाहिए? The day you start asking why and not what, you'll start training your mind. And believe me, if you can train your mind, then only you can be out of the rat race. Varna, it is very difficult. We're all human. We're not God. We will get carried away in that bandwagon.
So, when someone feels restless, even after achieving their target or whatever milestones they have set for themselves, is it fair to say that this isn't a lack of gratitude, but because of a brain pattern?
See, it is lack of gratitude in a way. The moment you start practicing gratitude and you be thankful for what you have and enjoyed, then that problem will get resolved. The fact that you're not being gratitude about what you already have achieved, okay, you are focusing on what you have to cover, it is where your mind become restless and it undergoes that stress. And the stress of when will I have, what will I have, how much will I have. So it's not about the pure maths, okay, it's about मोर ऑफ इमोशंस. ओके, फॉर किसी के लिए 2 करोड़ भी बहुत होता है, किसी के लिए 200 करोड़ भी कम होता है, करेक्ट? So in that scenario, it's not the amount that matters. So it is the kind of pressure that you put on your own self because you've not you're not gratitude, you're not thankful to God कि okay, what I've achieved. No, it reminds me of a beautiful lesson which I learned from a mountain climber. He says यार मेरा कोच मुझे एक बहुत अच्छी बात बताया. इसने उसने बताया कि जब तुम्हें लगे ना आगे डिस्टेंस बहुत ज़्यादा है, क्या और बहुत कवर करना है, जस्ट लुक बैक एंड सी हाउ मच यू हैव कवर्ड.
Nice. That's a great quote.
Okay. So I think if you look back and see what you already have, that gratitude will stop you from chasing that. Okay? So, but we often fail to do that. And people who can actually master this will be less stressful.
So, sir, how do these neurological patterns influence actual financial choices?
Oh, it actually depends a lot on that. So markets has already created wealth. And do do you think everybody has created wealth like that with the market? The answer is no.
No.
And that is what is called behavioral gap. Okay. Because it is not the market that destroyed money, it is your behavior that has destroyed money. And why does that happen? Because most people who have this kind of a neurological addiction will not have long term attitude in mind. Wealth gets created in long time. They will have a very short term attitude. So what they will do, they will resort to trading in stock market, trying to make fast money. They might be investing in cryptocurrencies like bitcoins of the world. Okay, they will be chasing fast money. They will get caught into any greed trap which promises them high return, because they will not see the risk, they will see only the return. The greed is so high there that they will fall for that trap. Okay, and in most often in all these cases, whether it's crypto trading or a stock market trading, and recently SEBI has stopped people from trading, and there's a disclaimer that 95% of the people lose money. Okay, so I think but because they chase there and this attitude, they never make long term money. On the contrary, people who do not follow this kind of a pattern are patient, are far more composed, they have more control over their nerves, and they behave well. They know that money gets built over a period of time. They're patient, and that patient capital, when compounded over a period of time, creates wealth.